Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining. We are going to be starting really soon. Um, the meeting will be recorded and also will be streamed live. So it doesn't matter the number of people here. What matters is that we share across platform. People can always go and view it. So thank you very much. I believe Progress will be joining soon to start the event proper. So thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate you for agreeing to do this with me. It's really, really an honor. And I'm not taking it for granted. Love you all as you journey with me in this celebration. Thank you so much.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Progress.
Good evening. You're all welcome to this
Good
one.
evening.
Good evening, everyone. It's nice to have all of you. So it's absolutely a pleasure for me to welcome each of every one of you to today's special event, special gathering. I will say that today's event, we need to be kind of a Guinness Book of Record. Like, where have you seen someone 40 celebrating 40 for 40 with 40 speakers? So it's nice to have everyone on board. Thank you all for coming, and thank you all for celebrating our dear friend, a visionary, a leader to the core, for her that marks a remarkable milestone. In a few days' time, she'll be celebrating 40th birthday, and we are here to celebrate her. We are here to rejoice with her. We are here to thank God for her life. So turning 40 is not just a celebration of years, but a celebration of purpose, a celebration of growth, a celebration of grace through her life in many seasons. So today, we have the privilege to also hear from 10 inspirational, exceptional speakers. Wow. So I'm here to welcome every one of you on board. So we'll be hearing from 10 exceptional speakers, inspirational speakers with their unique voices, with their unique wisdom and experience. So they'll be speaking on the topic, season and significance, to help us reflect deep into the meaning of seasons as we pass through life and the significance we bring and we create. So it's very important we sit down, stay engaged, and let us together celebrate a life well lived and a wisdom of this 10 inspirational speakers. So today is for, in fact, I said this week is for Sogebra, Mrs. Shola. This week is for her. So welcome all of you on board. And without wasting much time, we'll be going through each speakers for 1, 2, 3, like that. So you just come in, you share your wisdom, share what you have for us while we sit and hear from you. So I don't know who want to go first so that we can kickstart this event, and then kindly tell us who you are and share your wisdom with us. So, Mr. Emmanuel, are you on board? Are you on the call?
Yes, I am. Good evening,
Good
Progress.
evening. Can we start with you, sir? It's nice to have you, and we are
Thank
so
you.
honored for appreciating our invitation. So let's start. And everyone, please, I welcome you all on board. Good evening.
Thank you, Progress. Good evening, everyone. My name is and I'll just say, before jumping into what we have to few minutes I'll be talking, to say a huge congratulations to Shola for this climbing the fourth ladder, right? I think it's still 2 days from now or 3 days from now. Of course, congratulations is still in order. Wishing you a very beautiful year ahead. So I'll just be, talking, talking about would be more of, because of course, every time we celebrate birthdays or celebrate anything, right, especially birthdays, there are times for reflection, right? And of course, I want to believe that that's the reason for this gathering, and of course for choosing this kind of topic, so that we all ourselves also reflect. And I will talk from the standpoint of what I do, right? I'm a teacher, and of course, I also do things with teachers. So I'm going to, talking a little bit from that angle. And of course, I know so many of us here are also teachers. So, so in reflection, just to reflect, right? A few years ago, right? We basically, I think in the early 2000s, we started seeing a whole lot of change, right? The West started influencing what we were doing here, as the case may be as at that time. And a whole lot of things started becoming, things that we never thought we should be concerned about became a major concern, right? For example, right, in early 90s, the skill set anyone would need to be a banker would be just to know how to, type on the calculator, understand numbers, add, and then subtract, and then you're good. You would definitely get a job in the bank once, and then of course probably a graduate and stuff like that, right? But as we started progressing, as things started changing, right? We saw that the job description, what was required to be a banker, changed. Banking, what was required for anybody to sit as a teller, changed. So for those that were not prepared for that particular change, I remember back then, right? I had an account, and what you would do is you go and then they write. So when machines came, computers came, right? All those that were not prepared for that particular time, that were actually working in the bank, were let go. They lost their job. And because they lost their job, some of them even committed suicide and all of those kind of things, right? It was a huge shakedown at that time. Now, what that tells us is that whatever we do, anywhere we find ourselves, whether in the classroom, whether in business, whether in life, right? Understanding the times, knowing, the change, understanding what the change is, seeing ahead of what exactly is going to happen, being able to decipher where should I be, what are the things required of me to be relevant in these times is so important for anyone. And like I said, I'll still pin it back to teaching, right? Because if I would ask anybody what is teaching to you, or what does it mean to be a teacher, and I'm sorry I'm going to teach it, right? Because that's where my passion basically lies, right? What does it mean to be a teacher, right? One would say, because again, what it meant to be a teacher 20 years ago is now different from what it means to be a teacher now. But the name still remains teacher. The name has not changed, but the job description has changed. What is required has changed. What you are expected to do has changed. What you are expected to have has changed. The skills you are expected to, have has changed, right? So that one thing is constant, whatever name anything is called, situations or how will I call it now, days will always come. But what is required for you to become significant in those days, right, would always change based on the season we are in. So what was required to survive in 2020, in 2000, if you have those same skills and then you want to survive in 2025, you will likely struggle because a whole lot of things have changed. So this is to say that understanding the season we are in is so important for our daily lives, for us, for whatever it is that we do. Understanding what the trend is saying. Some people just have issues with trend. You can't have issues with trend except you want to expire, except you don't want to be relevant. Understanding what the trend is saying. In the early days of AI, people were like, oh, AI, another one has come. Everybody is jumping on it, bandwagon and stuff like that, right? And then they will stay aloof and just watch. If you don't, it's like there's a tide, you just flow with the tide. If you say, let me stay and watch, so we must understand that every season comes with a trend. And as a person, whether in career, whatever it is we do, we must always go with whatever it is that is the trend at that time. Reinventing ourselves also comes with all of this. What is the trend? How can I fit in? What do I need to do? What do I need to change? What other value do I need to add to myself? What other things do I need to understand? What are they saying? It also goes to, for those that really want to be relevant, begin to, okay, what is the research I need to do? How do I understand this thing? Again, I think I use that word research a bit, because that is very key, right? As much as I've said, jump on the trend. Now, jumping on the trend and how you jump on that trend, to whatever value you get out of the trend comes from the research you have done, understanding the trend. So you don't jump on trends or based on everybody's doing it, let me to do. Think the first important thing to do is, what is this trend about? What place does this have in the future? How would it make me better? What do I need to know, or what do I need to do in this trend? How do I position myself in this trend so that I'll still be relevant, right? So these are very key things. Again, we just have to go with the trend, except, you don't want to be relevant. You just have to go with the trend. But doing deep research, everybody's shouting about this matter. Taking time to, okay, let me dissect this. This is happening, this is happening, this is happening. How can this help me? Where do I put in myself? Where do I plug in? Where do I come in? What do I get out of it? How do I? So all of these things are questions that, as for anyone that really wants to be relevant, that really wants to stay in the trend, that really wants to, that don't want to expire, right? These key things are things that we must do every now and then. We must do every now and then. Understand what is happening around us, understand the changes, see how we can plug in into those changes, prepare ourselves for that change, whatever skill set we need to get. We are not too proud to get in those skills. We don't feel too big to get in those skills. We don't say, I'm too, and then we don't go ahead to make sure that we get those skills. Please, if I'm overshooting time, please send me a chat, please. Right? So these are basically the things that we must know or we must do, right, to remain relevant. To remain relevant. Those that were in the front runners before, if you are the first person to do anything, if you are, the star in whatever that you're doing, you are the best at it now. What makes you, or what will keep you on the top to remain that star, is you understanding how things are evolving, understanding the trend, making sure that you research and understand what the trend is about, understand the skill set you need to be relevant in that particular trend, and then see where you can plug yourself in that trend. You don't have to be everywhere. You don't have to do everything, right? So these are the things that we must, even as we reflect and, reflect, especially this opportunity that Sogebra has given us to think through on even in our birthday. We are all celebrating birthday now, because like I said earlier, birthdays are time for us to reflect. Every time we have opportunity to celebrate a new ladder is a time for us to sit back, reflect, and think on things. And I do hope that this was value to us. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sogebra, for having me. Thank you, Progress, for putting this together.
Much.
God bless everyone. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. I hope everyone is hearing me. Wow, this is so wonderful, so nice for us to reflect. Of course, we have a lot to reflect. Anytime we have a new year added to our years, it's a season. I know life
sorry that
is in
I'm
phases.
cutting in. Sorry that I'm cutting in. Please, we'd like to see your faces when you're speaking. And if you're in a good place, kindly turn on your camera. Let us see your beautiful faces, Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Ma. So we all know that life is in phases and life is in season. So we should know that there are things that are season we need to reflect on so that at the end of the day, we are not left out. He talked about trend. Every year comes with a lot of trend. So are we still sitting at the old trend we are used to? So we need to evolve, we need to change, we need to understand that we need to buckle our mind and follow up the trends. Um, how do we make ourselves better? How do we position ourselves? And how do we become relevant in that very season we are? Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. Thank you so much for this. It's well loaded. So we go up to the next speaker on the board. So can we have our next speaker?
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
All right, thank you very much for that. And
You're
thank you to this
welcome.
next speaker for opening the floor for us. In order to keep up with the time, so I decided to write my thoughts after looking at the topic and the
Can we see
subject
your
of the
face,
conversation.
sir? Can we see your face?
Just let me try. Okay, can you see me? It's blurring a bit. Can you see me now?
Yes, we can see you, sir.
Yes, we can.
All right, thank you. So I'm joining in from Accra this evening. Just step up from the conference so I can do this. So thank you very much for having me this evening. So I decided to write down my thoughts so that I can keep to time. And trust me, if you allow me to speak on this, I can spend a lot of time doing this. And I would say that it's an honor to be here this evening, celebrating a life that has impacted students, schools, and the core of education in Nigeria itself. And as we celebrate our 40 years of this journey, I want us to reflect on time, seasons, and about the incredible ways God shapes our lives through these areas. And as a young person, I've realized that life comes in phases. I know it's cliche to say that life is in phases, but really life is in phases. And there's a season of becoming or discovering where you are trying to figure things out. You're trying to you're making mistake, rising from the mistakes, and even learning to breathe in the midst of life's endless pressure. As a young person, I've realized that uh, while I try to do a lot of things, there are stages where I feel overwhelmed, where I feel like, what am I doing with my life? How am I progressing? Am I really making impact? Am I really moving forward? And the things that I'm doing, am I making progress in those areas? So, but I've come to accept that sometimes it's a phase where I am discovering, and at a different stage in your life, you would constantly be in a point where you are discovering. That one thing I've learned as well. And there is also a season for building, where you put what you figured out and build something remarkable from it. And you would agree with me that our celebrant today, Mrs. Shola Adeola, is someone who has built incredible initiatives, has built communities, has built people. And in that season of your life, or for some people, it's a season of birthing, where all that you've planted over the years begin to blossom, like the tree planted by the river water, by the rivers. So at that stage of your life, you get to see how that everything you've invested in or the things that you've built, they are flourishing. And sometimes the actions you've taken in the past, you just realize that maybe 5 years down the line or 3 years down the line, you're beginning to reap the benefits of those those actions you've taken before. And each of this season, they matter. The joy, the pain, the moment of waiting, the growth, they are all part of what I call our becoming. If you want to become anything in this life, you would go through this process. And there is one critical part of this conversation, which is the timing of God, God's timing. And sometimes, because we are yet to get what we want, it feels like life is on a delay. It feels like we are being delayed in life. But one thing I have known is God is not slow. God is not late. He's never late. He's intentional. And as humans, we want to get answers quickly, but God wants us to stay in the process and be formed for what's coming ahead of us. And to be formed strongly takes time. Anything that would last or stand the test of time will take time. And while we're thinking that we are behind schedule, God is making us go through that process so that we can build what would last. So if you're in that phase that looks like a delay or obscurity or quietness, uh, please hear this. You are not behind. You are becoming. God does not waste time. He never wastes time. Right. And lastly, what gives life meaning is not just the milestones we celebrate, it is the moments. It's not the money. Money is very important. It is the moments. The ordinary, often overlooked moments. There's some season of your life, or there's some stages of your life where you just overlook. It feels ordinary, right? Um, for me, I was on my flights to Accra. I was thinking about how to many people traveling across different countries feels like a normal thing, basic, but they are not ordinary moments. And sometimes moments like conversations that you had with someone that changes someone forever, the kindness to people around you, the empathy, and a yes to God when it seems no one was clapping for you. Today, whether you are in your 20s, your 30s, or even your 60s, ask yourself, what is this season of my life calling me to become, not just to achieve? Because living a life of legacy is not only in what you have done, it is in how you did it and who you become while doing it. So to Mrs. Shola, thank you for showing us what it means to live with intention and to serve with your whole heart. I wish you happy birthday in advance. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Steven. Wow, this is so lovely, and it's so nice to hear those words of wisdom. Life is a season of discovery, life is a season of building, and God is not slow. Of course, God is never slow. In human calendar, we think that God is slow. There's always a deny. But one thing I will assure you is that there's never a deny in God's calendar. It might be a delay, but He will never deny you of that. So, what season are you, and what are you reflecting about? Mrs. Shola, one of those days I went through her social media, like I went through her Facebook, like down, 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 and I discovered that over time, she have had a lot of season in her life. And I bet you the season she was 10 years ago is not the season she is today. And God has really worked wonders. From stages of her life, God has been so faithful. So thank you, sir. Thank you so much for this words of wisdom. We'll move over to the next speaker. One word.
Hello.
Yeah. Good evening, Dr. Kayode.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I think I'm still in order.
Yes, sir, you are. Yes, sir, you are.
Okay.
You can go
Because I
ahead, sir.
thought, yeah, okay. Thank you very much. So, good evening, everyone. Once again, happy birthday to a dear sister who has been doing wonderfully well.
Hello, sir. Are you there? It's like he's cut short the network. There's a bridge.
Okay, so can I go on?
Yes, Mr. Sam. Can we just wait for just
while we
few
wait for
seconds? If he's not
okay.
coming, we can switch over. Mm.
Maybe Mr. Efre should just go so that we don't, because of time, we're very mindful of this.
Ma'am.
Yes, I'm talking. I said, can you still hear
Okay,
me?
so
Can you hear me? Okay, no problem. Go ahead.
Oh,
okay,
no,
we can hear you now.
doctor, you can continue. We lost you for some time. We're very sorry. Yeah.
Oh, all right. So, okay, so sorry. Yeah, and I've said a lot. Okay, no problem. I guess that could be a network from my own end. Once again, good evening, everyone. And let me say congratulations to a dear sister. We actually met some years back through a mentor that was in Lagos. But before then, I think the very first time we met was online, and Okwefa was trying to refer to Mrs. Sogebra that, oh, do you know her? Adewale is your teacher. And he was like, how come he's my teacher? How could this young man be my teacher? So he now said, look, since you said you finished from his school, I think I was working as a teacher at Odua Comprehensive High School then. And that was how the friendship started. We started calling each other. And for the years that I've known her, she has always been a change maker. You commit everything into her hand. She take it up as if she's the owner of that particular assignment. And that is the person that all of us have been seeing. And I think that is one of the reasons why you can see someone celebrating her birthday did not bother to go to beach or did not bother to go and gather some people to throw party out, but gathering scholars, 40 of them, you can just imagine. And she want them to come and say something that will change people's mind. And that is why we are here today to celebrate her. My name is Dr. Kayode Adewale. People know me as a lot of people call me Ishiro Nijebu. So I'm proud to be the first maths teacher to teach that universal language in my local language. I'm the Ogun State Education Ambassador. I'm also a Global Teachers Ambassador. I want to join others to wish our dear sister happy birthday. And I also want to use this opportunity to charge my colleagues that are here that this profession that we call teaching is no longer business as usual. As you can see, there is a lot of opportunity await us as teacher. Teacher now stand to become an house owner if you are putting all your energy into the profession. Teachers are now becoming car owner. Teachers are now becoming millionaire overnight once you give your best to the profession. And I think that's one of those things that I really gained from my wonderful sister. She's ready to collaborate with you. And that is what you need to do as an educator. Even if you are not in education industry, whatever industry you are in, you have to find your way to collaborate with others and make a change wherever you are. And that is what makes us stand out among our peers. Once again, I want to wish her happy birthday. I wish her long life and prosperity in good health. You are celebrating this 40th, you celebrate 50, you celebrate 60, you celebrate 70, you celebrate 80, you celebrate 90, you celebrate 100 if the Lord wishes, in good health. And just keep on giving your best. Of course, your best is already making an impact in Nigeria and all over the world. So once again, congratulations and happy birthday to you, ma.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you so much for your words of encouragement, and thank you so much for celebrating Mrs. Shola. We are all proud of her. We also join everyone to celebrate this special day for her. Indeed, she's a change maker, and indeed, one thing I love about her is that she works in details. Like, she put in her mind in everything she do. She works in details. For everything you give her to do, she do it in details. Thank you, sir. Thank you for honoring our invitation. So we'll move on to the next speaker. Mr. Sam, are you on board? So can we have the next speaker? If
it's not there,
I
let me
just
take
hope the
it. Good
network doesn't
evening.
kick me out. Can you hear me?
Good
Can you hear
evening,
me?
ma'am. We can hear you,
Okay.
sir.
Good evening, everyone. Okay, happy birthday in advance, Mrs. Shola. And funnily enough, we've not seen in
And happy
person,
birthday
and
to you too.
we've
Sorry,
actually.
his birthday is on Monday. His birthday is on 21st. Happy birthday to you too.
Yeah, July born. Okay, so now I want to say thank you for inviting me to be a speaker here, and I don't take it lightly. I don't take it for granted. Sorry if the network is a bit glitchy. It's raining heavily here in the Akwa Ibom State, so just please manage me. And seasons and significance. And I'm going to use a bit of my life story as um, a guide for this discussion. Um, like the Bible says, the scripture says that there's a time to be born, a time to go through this, a time to go through that, and a time to die. And the same scripture also says that as long as the earth remains, seed time and harvest, day and night, summer and winter will never cease, and all of that. Now, there is already a principle and a laid down season that has already been placed by God Himself. I am a Christian, so I'll have to go from there. That already have this place. And if you read the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 3, it talks about all these times whereby definitely there'll be a time to cry. And most people tend to resist that, but it's part of seasons. There's a time to rest, it's part of season. There's a time for you to pull out, it's part of season. There's a time for you to put in your energy and all of that. Now, I remember when I started teaching, my father woke me in the middle of the night after 2 years being a classroom teacher. And he said, "You're studying accounting. Do you want to be a teacher?" And I don't know, simply I can still remember that night. And simply I said yes, decide. Because to him, being a teacher, it's just been like one mediocre and all of that. And he wants me to work in the bank. But I had already in my mind had seen my future somehow, even though it was a bit playful to me, but I didn't really believe it, or I wasn't serious about it. And relocating from Lagos to your Akwa Ibom was Lagos, then coming to a place that was still developing and all of that. So it wasn't really, but those were seasons that actually helped me to stand strong, honestly. I would say I suffered for almost 4 years while being here. I was wasn't suffering per se, but I went through rigorous learning. I went through rigorous um, understanding things, understanding execution, understanding leadership. If I were in Lagos, or maybe I would have, there were seasons in my life that I till tomorrow I would never forget. And that season of my life, I wasn't really doing well like the way I was doing in Lagos. But it was a season for me. When I want to get to understand other then, but it was just coming. And moreover, if you're a Christian, prayer, pray because it helps you understand the significance of that season you are. So sometimes we don't have to push the season that God has actually placed us in, but we really need to be in a place of relationship with Him to understand the significant period whereby you need to learn through suffering, and you are here trying to pull yourself out. You just need to pray about it. Of course, if you read the Bible, many people went through difficult phases, and this is the period. This is the phase where people don't like discussing about. In that difficult period you are in your life, what are you learning? What are you reflecting on? And to Miss Yola, 40 years is not 12 years old. And she has learned a lot. And for us coming to talk about this, it's actually a time to reflect on what we have done, what we are doing, and what we intend to do with our life in the next seasons of our life. And of course, this last part that people don't like talking about, death. A time to be born and a time to die. So we also need to talk about that season of our life to even to people. Okay, death, when death comes, what should you do and what shouldn't you do? So I think with this 3 points of mine, because honestly I love talking a lot, but 5 minutes, I hope I've been able to make sense with the little I've been able to give. Thank you very much, and happy birthday in advance, inshallah. And I pray that 40 is not just 40, 50 comes at 60 and 70. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sam. This is so wonderful to hear you talk about six. We need seasons that help us to avoid wrong people. All those things, times you have to sit down and reflect. This season I am now has really helped. What direction do I need? I remember the Holy Bible says that time and chance happening to them all. When you are in that right season, you will definitely know that it's really that time for you to know that a lot has changed. So thank you, sir, for your words. My simple take from what you've said is that in all this thing, in all your season, please plant during the right time. Don't plant during harvest or don't harvest during planting. I'm sure Mrs. Shola, if she has to reflect back her life, she will know that of all her seasons, she has learned a lot of lessons. I'm sure there were seasons in her life that she had to think of the direction she needed in her life. There were seasons in her life that taught her patience. There were seasons in her life that gave her the growth and opportunity for where she is today. Thank you so much, sir. And congratulations, Mrs. Shola, too, for this. So we move to the next speaker. Can we have the next speaker on board?
All right, good evening, everybody.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, ma'am.
I don't know if you had a portion who is going to speak next. If not, I'll speak now.
You can go ahead, ma'am. You can go ahead.
All right, good evening, everybody. Ms. Shola, happy birthday once again. Seasons and significance. I think at a point in my life, Ms. Shola was one of the tools that God used in one of my seasons. She did not know. That was the first period I decided to take, and she was an intimidating factor where I went and I didn't know what to do. And I was wondering, who is this person that is always doing one thing or the other, and then I decided to be like her. I just followed her. And I found out that I couldn't be like Shola. Shola is one of a kind. Now, seasons and significance. In every season of your life, you will, which you will encounter, you will have those seasons where you'll be mocked, those seasons where you'll be a leader, the seasons where you'll be someone new at a place, a season where you'll be the guru, the season where you'll be you feel left out, season where you feel everybody has turned their back on you. In all of these seasons, there is space for you to grow. There is space for you to learn something. The season is not just something for you to pass. You have to grow. You have to learn something. You have to ask God, what next? What do I do next? For instance, I had a season where I didn't have a job anymore. Yes, I didn't have a job. I just stayed and it was like, okay, so where do I go from here? I didn't know what to do, and then gradually I started doing something. I didn't even know it was the direction of the Holy Spirit. I started doing something, and believe me, it has grown and grown and grown. Now, imagine that I was at that point where there was no job, and I felt sorry for myself and lay down and slept. I will not be here today. That's for one thing for sure. I would not have been able to speak to Shola and would not have been here. So in every season, there is a lesson for you to learn. There is something for you to gain. There is a significance. What is that significance for you? Your season is not the same thing as my season. We might be passing through similar things, but our lessons will be different. Because where the path that God is taking me to is not the same path that God is taking you to. There is always something for us. There is a portion where God is leading us to. It might be a season where you are supposed to open a school, maybe, perhaps, or begin online teaching, perhaps, or you start mentoring, or you go open a business. Every season has a lesson for you. What is that thing that God wants you to learn? Every season, there is significance, there is something, there is just that special thing. I'm a witness to that. I'm a testimony. I have lots and lots and lots of stories. If I begin, we will just continue up to 9 p.m. It's so much for me. So for you today, where you are now, what you are doing currently, it's a season. Have you learned from it? Have you taken something? Is God telling you something? Is God teaching you a lesson? Is God asking you to connect, collaborate with somebody? Are you doing it? This is one thing I want all of us to reflect. When I was given this topic, I had a lot of reflection and I had to remind myself, hey, you've forgotten this, because I was passing through some stuff and I had to sit down and really reflect. And yes, I have learned one thing and I am ready to move on. Be ready to move on. Once again, Shola, happy birthday. I wish you the very, very best. I know you will do great things. I don't need to wish it. I pray for you. I know you do great things. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ma. God bless you for your word of encouragement. Really appreciate this word. One thing I take home is, for every season, there's a lesson for you to learn. I might not know where season you are, but there's one thing you should know, that what is the lesson you're learning? Are you accepting this season, or are you just fighting unnecessarily? Or are you reflecting, or are you learning, or are you staying connected, or are you isolating yourself in this season? So my take from what she has said is that just stay focused and take control of yourself and be patient. That season will never be there forever. And I'm sure Mrs. Shola too has also experienced season in her life that looked like a mockery to her, that people were just talking. And I will tell you for a fact that she has kept her hope alive. And a lot of season has changed after that. And she has prepared herself for the next season. Happy birthday, Ma. We celebrate you today. Thank you so much, Ma, for your word. It is so powerful. Can we have the next speaker on board, please? Do we have Mr. Latif on board? Miss Messi?
Please, if you're ready, you can just unmute and start speaking. You don't have to.
Hello. I'll try. Am I there? Okay, can we see my face?
This face is very fine with a pinkish glasses. Beautiful, Ma.
Don't
Thank
mind
you.
that. Don't mind that. Your time is going.
Oh, good evening, everybody. I hope we are all good. Happy birthday in advance to you. Sogebra, I think what attracted me to you is that name. I'm wondering, where is she from? Did she fall from the sky? Who bears that kind of name? Because that's the first time I've heard that. And I think that was what drawn me to you. Sogebra. I'm like, ha, what kind of name is this? Is she a Ghanaian? Is she from the Pluto? Which planet? You know? And for the first time, I met you at Roque Porch's stuff party. And yeah, we connected well. Happy birthday to you in advance. I love everything about you. I love your work. I love everything you are doing. Like I told you in the secret, I said, I think I used to think that I have so much energy, but you do more than I do. I told you, I said, I do not envy you. I'm not sure I can do all of those things you are juggling together. So I'll pray that God will continue to strengthen you. Your strength will not fail you in the name of Jesus. You continue to grow in grace and in God's wisdom in Jesus' name. Amen. When I received the invite and you specifically said, we don't want you to do it by the book. We want it. I said, Kukuma, tell me you want to hear my life story. But 5 minutes will not be enough for me to say that. So I'm just going to pick pew, 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 and so that I can keep to time. I think, yeah, 3 minutes. Okay, so timing, processes. Where are you today? Where is God taking you to? You know, when the first person was talking, it was talking about, he spoke about trend. And I laughed a bit. I said, I hope I'm not from the Pluto, because I am one of these people who doesn't like to follow trend. And so when he was speaking and he came back to say, I am not saying you should just jump on trend. You should look. I said, okay, now you are talking. I am one of those people that I don't do it because everybody is doing it. When everybody is doing it, I don't want to be part of the everybody doing it. Why? Because I just know that I am unique. I am different. There's something about me that is not about the other person. And so I try to stay in my uniqueness. So it is very difficult for me to follow trend many times, except God is saying, go in that direction. If he is not saying go in that direction, even if you are pushing me, I'm not going to go in that direction. I'll just stay on my lane, because sometimes that may be the season you are. That may be your timing to stay quiet. I most times say your season sometimes might be the waiting time. When you are waiting, what are you doing? When you are waiting, just like a woman who is waiting to be pregnant, she's not just waiting to be pregnant, she's doing something. Maybe she's doing overtime of, permit me to use the word, we are all adults here. She's doing overtime of having sex with her husband. She's doing overtime of watching a menstruation cycle. What are you doing? Waiting time, processing time, your timing. And above all, I say this everywhere, God first in everything you are doing. God first. God first. Because if you put God behind you, you might miss it. But if God is at the forefront, I think you will always be on the track. So put God first. When you are waiting, when you are going through the process, because to life itself, it's a process and you cannot jump the process. You jump the process, you miss out. You follow the process till you get to where you are really called to be. Yes, most of us are teachers here. What are you doing differently in your own corner? Are you dealing with the children with you when no one is watching? Where is the place of your integrity when there's nobody there? Your season. Now you might be looking at it, everybody around me, they are making it, they are blowing up. I have not blown. Hey, hold on to him. Because when it's your own time to really be in the limelight, everyone will be shocked that you jump from the back to the front. Life itself is a process. Let's learn to follow process. In your season, learn about the waiting time. And when you are waiting, don't wait doing nothing. Wait doing something. I hope I've been able to just adjust somebody's thoughts a bit. Thank you
Yes,
very much.
Ma, you
God
are.
bless you.
Thank you so much, Ma. We love to. We love you. We thank you for your words of encouragement. This is so wonderful. So life is a process, and you can never jump the process. I love that. You can never jump the process. But the truth is that the process will definitely pass you by if you don't make use of it. It's very, very important. We learn to follow, and step by step, we learn to build while we're waiting. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate you, man. So
You're welcome. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
you're welcome, ma'am. So to the next speaker, who do we have on board, please?
Okay, good
Kindly on
evening.
Mr.
Um,
Latif.
I'm so excited to be here this evening. Thank you so much, Mrs. Shola, for this opportunity. It's really a big thing for me. Ms. Shola is one of the most inspiring figure I've ever come across, and it's really something that it takes a whole lot to do what she do, and it takes a whole lot to invest the way you change some people. So I'm so excited. Happy birthday in advance, ma. So before I start, I want to quickly like share a video that is going to like just speak to what we're talking about today. We're talking about season and significance. And season is one of the things that every one of us must understand. We're going to make it in life. You're going to be successful. You must understand the season you are. So let's just quickly do this. I know my time is short. I have 5 minutes, but I really want to do this. Um, just give me a sec. Okay, so okay, let me just do this very quick. Okay.
You can take a Chinese bamboo seed and plant it in the ground. Water and nurture the seed
I
for
don't
an
know. Can
entire
you
year.
confirm if you can hear the sound?
And not
Hello, Miss
Yes, we
Progress,
can.
right there.
Can hear it,
Yes, yes, we can
Abdulatif.
hear. We can hear. We can
even
hear.
see a single sprout. In fact, you will not see a sprout for 5 years. But suddenly, finally, a tiny shoot will spring from the ground. And over the next 6 weeks, the plant can grow as tall as 90 feet. It can grow as fast as 39 inches every 24 hours. You can literally watch the plant grow. What was the plant doing during these 5 years seemingly dormant period? It was growing its roots. For 5 full years, it was preparing itself for rapid, massive growth. Without this root structure, the plant simply could not support itself for its future growth. Some would say the plant grew 90 feet in 6 weeks. I would say it grew 90 feet in 5 years and 6 weeks.
All right. Thank you so much. Yes. Okay. So that's actually something very important for us, like when we talk about season. So this is an example of a bamboo tree that has to grow at least 5 years under the tree, under the soil. So even though the wood is not visible, but at that particular time it is still growing. So what I'm just going to say to this is that for educators out there, no matter what you're doing, please don't feel pressured by what other people are doing, because you might think you are not growing because it's not visible. The bamboo tree has to stay 5 years, even 5 years. Many of us, how many things can we do for 1 year or 2 years? 2 years that we're going to keep doing if we don't see results. So because there are seasons in life, and all our seasons are different. Your season is not mine. Just like they can be, you can be in your own winter season and I'm in my own summer season. So you should never compare yourself with other people because you are in different season. So don't feel pressured by what other people are doing so that it's not start like rewarding it and scatter and start rewarding someone else ways because you just feel like they are growing and you are not growing. No, you are growing. The only thing that is not visible, the fact that it's not visible does not mean it is not there. It is just being stored and it's going to happen. So my own one of the I was reflecting on this, and then one thing I that came to my mind this morning was that on a normal day when you are go and check. In fact, especially in this period, most people finish have their degree like averagely 5, 6 years after they finish secondary school. And I remember this morning that it took me 9 years after finishing secondary school to have my degree. I finished secondary school at 16 years of age, but I got my degree way past after 25 years. So, and I realized that, in those periods, I always felt pressured because you see people that you are older than that call you brother, that have to give you respect, but they are going for service. You are still just like going to entering 200 level in school. So, but I have to remind myself everything is season. And guess what? What happened? Those seasons did not go to waste because I went to the school and graduated as the overall best graduate of my school. Does those time of waiting doesn't matter anymore? No. So this is going to leave you with 5 things that you must do in any season you are, that you can turn your season to one of significance and can prepare you for those season of significance. Because whether you like it or not, those seasons are going to come. The one of significance. But you see, the one that don't seem significant are the one that make the one that everybody is going to consider to be significant. Significant. So what are the 5 things? Number one, purpose. So it's 5 P's. Work with purpose. Whatever you're doing, do it with purpose. Do it for your heart. Number two, places. Where are you? Where are you? You have to be. There are some places you have to be for your season to even come. Places can be catalysts. People, the people you work with and the people you work with, the people around you also matters. People can be catalysts. Mrs. Shola is a catalyst. I remember when I had Future of Education Summit in my school, I invited her. She came in. We did not pay her anything. She even invested. Okay, people. Then the last fourth one is positioning. Positioning, because right now one of the things teachers don't do enough is visibility. No matter how good you are, if people don't see what you're doing, it's not going to make any difference. And then lastly, prayer, because in everything you do, you cannot remove the God factor. So I hope this has helped you. Thank you so much, Mrs. Shola, for this opportunity. I don't take it for granted. Thank you so much, Ms. Florence. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Very well, Mr. Latif. I can really restate to what you just said. I actually didn't go to school on time. I didn't enter university on time. After my secondary school, I stayed at home for like 5, 6 years. After that, my colleague, my mates all went to university, even graduated. I've not entered university. When I entered university, I was in 200 level, 300 level. I got married. I met my husband in school, got married. When I went for finished exam, finished my final year exam, had my first son. Before my certificate will come out in university, I was already having 2 certificates. I had marriage certificate and I had university certificate. And many of my friends, secondary school mates, they didn't even, in fact, many of them had gotten married as of when I finished university. So I can really say that life is in different seasons. Seriously, seasons are different. Journeys are unique. Comparison kills and blinds our season. So we should never, never compare ourselves with people. Our journeys are always unique and growth is always personal. Thank you, Mr. Lati, for your words of encouragement. I love that 5 P's you said. Purpose, places, position, prayers. Thank you so much for this word, and we really, really take it for heart. Thank you. So can we go over to the next speaker? Next speaker, do you have Mrs. Cynthia, Miss Mercy?
Mrs. Alara Kwetu, I think she's on the call. Yeah.
Yes, I'm here. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening,
ma. You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. My name is Bukola Alarakwe, and I would like to say thank you for inviting me for this webinar. And I would like to say happy birthday to Shola. You won't believe when we met and how we met. Well, it's like we've been, like I've known her for, let me say 30 years. That is how we are. And that is what it looks like, but it is not. Thank you, Mrs. Shola, for inviting me for this talk. Quite a lot of people have said what I want to say, but definitely there's something, that I have put down to share with you all. It's such a gift to be here, sharing spaces with voices I deeply admire. I have friends on this call, and I know, they are listening. So when I think about seasons and significance, one truth continues to echo in my heart, and that is every season leaves a seed. For this webinar, I prepared 3 lessons that I would love to share with you. And let me start from Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1, that says, "To everything there is a season, and to a time to every purpose under heaven." So some seasons plant joy, others plant pain. Some people have said that. Some offer wisdom, others force us to grow deep roots just when you're ready to fly. But every season, whether broken or bright, leaves something lasting within us. So I have 3 seasons, rather 3 lessons I want to share. Lesson 1 says, no season is wasted. For me, I've walked through seasons that felt like standstills, where I felt stuck, unseen, like nothing I did was making any difference. But looking back now, that season has shaped me, preparing me for rooms I had not even imagined yet. Sometimes the greatest significance isn't found in what we achieve, but in who we become. I move on to lesson 2. Lesson 2 says, every season has a rhythm. Somebody talked about this, comparison. That's the biggest trap. You are in your season of planting. They are in their harvest. You are in your stillness. Others are in their spotlight. So when you compare, it breeds pressure, not growth at all. You are not growing, but it breeds pressure. But instead of, comparing yourself with others, why not ask this question? What is this season asking me to do? What must I release so that I can receive? And what is God telling me to do right now? I want us to remember that timing is divine. Growth doesn't rush. Lesson 3 is significance isn't always loud. Some of the most meaningful moments I have experienced didn't go public. There was no applause, no post, but they mattered. A quiet conversation that gave someone courage, a decision to pause and rest so I could return whole, a silent yes that made peace in my soul. Therefore, never underestimate what you are building in the dark. Every silent seeds grow. So in closing, your current season may not look significant, but guess what? It is shaping you. Your value isn't if you grow. So I'm going to leave you with this. Don't rush the season. Let it teach you. Let it shape you. Let it prepare you. Because what you gather here will fuel where you're going next. Thank you.
This is deep.
And happy birthday once again.
Thank you so much, Ma. This is deep. This is heavy. Yes, I said it's heavy because these words are really, really what we need now. It's timely. Every season leaves a seed, and timing is always divine. And significance is not loud. Thank you so much for your works. It's really, really heavy. We appreciate you. Thanks for honoring our invitation. Can we have the next speaker? I think this should be the last speaker we are having now.
Good evening.
No. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, Miss Grace. Nice to have you.
Yes, my name is Ms. Mercy, and I want to say a big thank you for the convener for inviting me. I want to say it's a great privilege to come here and join in to share my experience with everyone, and I really appreciate and happy birthday in advance. I pray that this season will spring forth greater things unto you, your household, and all that concerns you. All right. So I'm not going to take our time. I'm not going to take our time because, like they said, there is time and season for everything. And I'm somebody who creatively believes in that quote, time and season for everything. I try as much as I can not to rush myself, not to follow trend, not to push or overwork myself, not to overwork myself. So I try my best to follow up. I try my best to do that which is right in my own season and time. Because if we rush to do things, at the end of the day, things you are expecting, you don't get it because, oh, you are looking at, hey, Mr. Lagbaja is doing this thing, and the man is trending. Let me follow through. First of all, know your potential. When you discover yourself, you would know the time for you to plant and you would patiently wait for your season of harvesting. Because some people, I've seen that some people do not really, they've not found themselves. That is why they keep rushing. The timing matters. Sit back, reflect, relax, think, ask yourself, who am I? Throw it out to people. Who do you see me as? That would help you navigate to know how to place yourself. Because when you discover yourself, when you find yourself, you will not be in haste to follow trend. You will not be in haste to compare yourself. Comparison kills. You'll not be in haste to say, this person did this thing I did and it worked for the person, it did not work for me, and you start feeling bad. Then you should discover and realize that that wasn't your season and your timing because you've not found yourself, you've not discovered what works for you. First of all, find yourself. Know what works for you. Know the season at which you do some things. There are sometimes that my colleagues will tell me, Mercy, you're supposed to do this thing now. Other people are doing it and it's working for them. Why are you not doing it? I will just smile and look at them. It is not my time yet to do it. When my season comes, once I drop it, it will spring forth greatly. I don't need to stress. When is your time and your season? You don't need to stress. With ease, it's going to work. You don't need to, and you see, the funny thing is, when most people rush, they start putting hands in things they shouldn't. You start putting yourself in debt because you want to be like those people you are seeing. Oh, because look at that, my friend now. He's trending. I want to be like him. He's wearing the latest this. He's wearing the latest that. You want to be like that person. Meanwhile, it is not your time and season yet. At the end of the day, you end up putting yourself in debt, being in the wrong circle. So I just want to encourage us, first of all, discover yourself. Once you discover yourself, you would know the right time at which you need to plant. You will not be in haste. Because it's clear that time and season, those two things are important things that we humans, teachers, business owners, brands needs to understand. When is the time I need to start my summer school? Oh, I want to do summer school. What activity should I do? What works for me? Because what works for A cannot work for B. So I'll just encourage us to know your timing, discover yourself, know your potential. That would help you succeed and plant in the right season. So I just want to say thank you, and I hope we've been able to get few things. I don't want to take our time. We've been able to get few things. So know your potentials, know yourself, and that alone would actually help you to know the season at which you're supposed to plant, and your harvest time would come forth great. And I pray that everyone here, whatever thing we're working on, our time and season would not dry. Instead, it will spring forth greatly. So once again, thank you for the opportunity to come share my little experience. I'm very grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Miss Mercy. I truly appreciate your words of encouragement. Know yourself, know your potential, recognize your season. Time is precious. We don't have to compare ourselves with other people's journey. Thank you for honoring our invitation. We're happy to have you. So do we have Mrs. Cynthia on the call? She's the last speaker. Hello, ma'am. Are you there, Miss Cynthia? All right. So can you get
Yes,
my
I shouted it because I wanted to be the first, but I ended up being the last. Well,
I'm
you see,
sorry. I didn't know.
nah,
I
I'm
didn't.
joking. I just wanted us to laugh a bit, and I am so excited to be on this platform to wish you happy. Okay, he said it's in 4 days, so we are just starting. Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Cynthia, all the way from Abuja. We are saying happy birthday to everyone, especially those ones that are born in July, and including the ones Shola that is celebrating today.
Thank you.
Okay, I would like to just say a few things. I met Shola here in Abuja, and she has been a very, let me use the word, will I use the word? A great friend. Though we did not really connect a lot when we were in Abuja due to distance and everything. But today she's starting her journey to become 40. So I just wrote out some things, and I have this beautiful quote I always share on my platforms, on my social media platforms. It said, when you understand, and if you understand time and season, you envy no one. I would like to say this. Why do I like using that? Because we all came in different we are all in a different journey together. I can remember my own story when I started as a French teacher in the school. From there, owning my own business, running my own crèche, running my own preschool, and other things I encounter. She will never be discouraged or threatened by anybody's words. She's always pushing. So she has been a very great person. And one thing that has really helped me in my journey is networking. If you want to really go far in life, don't walk alone. Connect with great friends that will align with your vision. That's one thing that has really kept me in the educational system. I have a lot of people apart from Nigeria, all over the world. I try to meet with people that if I notice that you have the same vibe with me and we are doing the same thing, that I know that if I learn from you, we are going to grow together. Why not? I connect with you. So that's why I started with my quote, which said, when you understand time and season, you envy no one. Instead of envying someone, learn to understand who the person is and collaborate. And one thing about season, we all have different seasons in our life that we have gone through, ups and downs. But one thing that keeps us going, or that kept me going, I remain significant. I try to stand out in everything I'm doing. Though I read French, but that doesn't stop me from learning other things that will keep me growing. So for me to remain relevant or significant in my field, I told myself I need to learn, network with people that have the same thing I am doing, or that are even ahead of me. Then another thing I love so much is connecting with men, someone that you are older than, or someone that is not, that is doing what you are doing, but doing it better or best. There's nothing wrong in connecting with people. Then, yes, then what that last card and pay for a training, because she knows that once she's done with that training, she's going to make more money. So most times when I look at Shola's journey, I'm always like, wow, from year to year, and this is where she is. So it's someone that everyone should look up to too. Instead of being envying her, rather connect with her, collaborate with her, ask questions, pick points. So that is it. Then Another thing I also want us to also have in mind is have a time frame for everything you are doing. Have a time frame. Have a time frame, set goals. Know that from now to this period of time, this is what I want to achieve. Avoid procrastination because it's a thief of time. Avoid it. And lastly, make God Almighty your everything. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you very, very much for wrapping this webinar with the wonderful talk. We really appreciate you. Time frame is very important in our season, and we should not make procrastination our friend. I'm sure nobody's making procrastination their friend. So to wrap up this, before I call our birthday girl to close the session for today, I just want to give a word of encouragement or a word of takeaway on what we've talked about today, time and season. And everyone has spoken well. For the 10 voices, they've spoken well and they've spoken with the same tone and with the same purpose. We should recognize our season for every stage of our life, whether it's a time of learning, growing, waiting. We should try and understand your current season. It helps us to act wisely. And our time is precious. We should not just let that time to pause. We should use it intentionally. For every season has its purpose. Someone said that. We don't have to rush it. We don't have to resist it. We don't have to skip it. It will cause us to miss a lot of opportunity in this life. And while you're waiting, what are you preparing yourself for? You know, no matter how hard or dry a season feels, my dear, it will pass. Life is a journey, it will pass. So always keep your hope alive and stay focused and avoid comparing your journey with someone else. We are all in different ways, you know. So we should just focus on our paths and enjoy every season opportunity. And my word to the celebrants, Mrs. Shola, today that you've few days you're going to be 40 years of your life. I just want you to just sit down and think back of your life and have one thing you can appreciate God for. You're not just celebrating an age, you're celebrating an impact, you're celebrating a growth, you're celebrating a countless life you've touched. So turning 40 is not just a counting of years, it's about recognizing your season that you've walked through. That season of your planting, that season of your waiting, that season of your building, that season of your crying, and that season of your harvest. And that's the prayer we are praying for you today. That this fourth floor you've climbed is going to be an harvest for you. You're going to enjoy all the benefits of life. God will make sure that you enjoy everything in full good health, strength, joy, wisdom, and different kind of opportunity will come your way. So may this new season usher you into a deeper purpose, man. Give you a fresh opportunity and greater fulfillment. As you have poured into other people's life, may your life be poured back in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
So I call upon Miss Shola. Please, can everybody, Miss Shola? So please, Ma, over to you, Ma.
Okay. Is my video on? My video should be on. I just what a night. My heart is full and my spirit is so lifted. I remember every time Progress was talking about, she saw my picture, she knows I have my story. I mean, Madam Cynthia said some of it, and I have a lot of people from Abuja that can tell you a lot about my story. However, seasons and significance, right? The This has reminded me once again that every season has a purpose and every story holds power. Every story. Just keep on, stay on your lane, right? Just like Madam Adebike said, when you're waiting, make sure you're doing something. Don't just wait doing nothing. Do something, because at the end of the day, you are the one that will tell the story. So this is more than a pre-birthday event. I mean, I am just full, my heart is full of gratitude, and I want to give back, and that's why we're having this. It's a celebration of grace, growth, and God goodness over my life, over your life. Everyone that said one or two things has spoken from their own experience, and then we believe that a lot of people will learn from it. So, and I don't take this for granted. I don't take your time, your support, and your love for granted. To all the speakers tonight, you were picked for a reason, and you delivered with excellence. Thank you for pointing into us. And to every guest, every listener, and every silent supporter, and everyone watching on Facebook or those that will still watch on YouTube, we say thank you. This is just day one. We will continue tomorrow. I mean, speakers will be coming and be sharing directly from the art and not from the book. Thank you once again, and I really appreciate it. Hiya.
Thank you so much, Mara. Thank you. So just as Mrs. Shola has said, it's a 4 back-to-back 40 for 40. So please, we also love to have you around tomorrow, same time by 6 o'clock. Come and hear another 10 voices, wonderful, amazing people coming to talk. Really appreciate everyone that has joined us. To all our speakers, thank you for sharing your wisdom and insight. They are so lovely. You know, we celebrate all of you. Thank you for honoring our invitation. So as you go out, let's have a good night rest and enjoy your sleep. So see you tomorrow. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much. Good evening.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you. Good night. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Well done. Well done.
Good night.
Good night.
Happy birthday, Ma.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mama. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye.